What's up, role players? Being that it's E3 week, well, not E3 week. What do we call it now? Summer Games Fest? Not E3 week? IGN Summer of Gaming? Well, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was a good time to bring back these RPG roundups, as there's going to be tons of new stuff to talk about, and I'm planning on doing one of these maybe per show, or at least one next week, and wrapping up all of the cool RPG news that we get. So without further ado, let's go!
My body is ready.
The top story for this week is Sony's State of Play. Sony popped up this week, getting in before all the other heavy hitters for this non-E3 week with a State of Play, and the event mostly focused on the PSVR 2 titles, which all look amazing, by the way. I'm a big fan of VR, and I'm really interested to see what they're doing with some of that, and a couple of third-party games also made an appearance. In terms of our favorite RPGs, we got Final Fantasy 16, which was the biggest announcement in general for RPG fans. There's a meaty trailer showing gameplay and cinematic combat cuts, as well as some massive battles with some of the main summons in the game, and the combat looks really fluid. I actually really enjoyed this trailer, and I've never really been interested in Final Fantasy. I've tried them all. I don't care what number you say, have you tried this number? I've tried them, they just haven't really fit with me before. Maybe this one will, we'll see. Horizon Forbidden West also got an update with new features like the New Game Plus and Ultra Hard difficulty mode. You can now reset your skills in the menu. There's new functionality to make Aloy's armor look different, so you get like a transmog system. New rewards for New Game Plus being weapons, dyes, and face paints, a new trophy set, and we also got to see some of the Heart of the Mountain VR game, which looks super cool. I can't wait to shoot dinosaurs with an arrow in VR. Really like the verticality stuff that it showed off as well. Plenty of cool things, and any really decent update for Horizon Forbidden West is good. I really hope we get some DLC announcements eventually, like we got one DLC for the first game, but I'd love to return to this game for some more juicy content. The last RPG they showed off is probably the one that interests me the most, and that was Eternights. It's kind of like an indie Persona game. Their Steam page reads, quote, "Eternights is a dating action game where you try to make the most out of life during the apocalypse," which is essentially what Persona is if you boil it down to like one sentence. It's a dating action game where you try to make the most out of your life in the apocalypse. It's got all that cool stuff like, you know, dates and whether you jump into dungeons or how you spend your day like working through your schoolwork and that kind of thing. Looks really cool. I'm really keen to see more about this game. No release date as yet, but it is coming in early 2023. As a whole, though, this was probably the best State of Play that they have done, at least that I can remember off the top of my head. It was tons of really interesting games. None of it was really boring or felt like filler content. They really nailed it with just the pacing of the show and showing off different things. And if you're interested in VR at all, or even some of these other titles, I definitely recommend checking it out because there's some really cool stuff coming. Dragon Age Dreadwolf has been revealed. The name of the next Dragon Age was revealed this week, Dreadwolf. Quote, "Solus, the Dreadwolf, some say he might be an ancient elven god, but some say not. Others say he's a betrayer of his people, or a savior who now seeks to rescue them at the cost of your world. His motives are inscrutable, and his methods sometimes questionable, earning him a reputation as something of a trickster deity, a player of dark and dangerous games." That is just like PR speak if I've ever heard it in before, but it doesn't really tell us anything about Solus, though he was in the last Dragon Age game, so if you have played that, you would know a little bit about Solus, and not so much his Dreadwolf title, but it's really interesting to see where this is going to go. In the announcement blog, they also mentioned that we can expect to see some more of the game later this year, potentially at Summer Games Fest, which is coming out like the day after this video goes live, but if I was a betting man, I would say we're going to see more at the Game Awards in December. Jeff Keighley has shown off trailers for the Dragon Age games before at the Game Awards. I really don't think this game is like anywhere close to coming out. It doesn't make sense for it really to show up at Summer Games Fest unless they really want to just show like I don't know, the fourth CGI trailer for Dragon Age that we've got. I don't know. I don't think it's coming anytime soon. A couple of news stories that I didn't think were worth like their own segment, but I just wanted to call out for you guys. Let's just call this like quick info tidbits, I guess. Assassin's Creed Origins is getting a 60 FPS patch on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X this week, and it's also coming to Game Pass on June 7th. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet got a new trailer showing off the new regions, some new Pokemon, and like let's just stop here for a second. Lechonk is like the coolest effing name for a Pokemon that I've ever heard in my entire life. Like greatest name ever. Lechonk is like amazing.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
But anyway, we got to see the new legendaries, Koraidon, which is for Scarlet, and Miraidon, which is for Violet. Looks really cool. I'm interested to see where this series goes. And Legends Arceus was like the first time I've enjoyed a Pokemon game in like, I don't know, 5-6 years. So hopefully we get more of that with Scarlet and Violet. So what is coming out in terms of games this week or getting delayed? Well, there isn't really much as a whole because no one really wants to show off anything just before the big showcases. You know, you don't want to release a game and it get buried in the news cycle. But there is a couple of things. Now, first is Diablo Immortal, which has come out. I've been making content on it. You can check out my videos, my review, or any of my other content if you're interested in learning more about Diablo Immortal, but that is out now on mobile and PC. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, is coming to Switch on June 8th. They're also going to be adding some of the cut content as DLC later down the line as well. This Knights of the Old Republic game was absolutely amazing back in the day, and they're adding some of the cut content back. I'm honestly considering picking it up and playing it again. It's a fantastic RPG that any Star Wars fan should absolutely play. Elder Scrolls Online got a new chapter which has released on PC, the High Isle chapter. It's also coming to console on June 20th. This is a really interesting chapter as it goes to an area that we haven't explored before at any time in any of the Tamriel games, so really interested to check this one out myself, as I do tend to dabble in a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online in some downtime. If you've watched my other RPG roundups, I typically give you a game of the week at the end, but I honestly don't have one this week. I've been putting all of my time into Diablo Immortal and trying to make content for that game, but what are you guys playing this week? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm interested to see what's on your radar, what games you're playing, and also let me know what you're expecting to see at these summer game shows. Let me know all of your predictions in the comments down below as well. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is Norza, and I hope you have a great day.